Man City have just drawn with a managerless Chelsea 1-1. And you have to say that this was not a good result for Manchester City in terms of the title race. They are now 6 points behind Arsenal. 6 points behind Arsenal. And this is a season where Arsenal are playing so well. But you have to say that for Man City, this is a big, big, big dent for them in their title race. And for Chelsea, what a brilliant result, because they don't have a manager right now, and you're playing against a team that's been some good form over the past few weeks. I mean, yes, Man City drew last week, but that was against a team who's unbeaten in all their home games all season. So you have to say that for Chelsea, without a manager and the turmoil that's happening, that is a very good result for them. But you just have to say that for City, for Pep, for the rest of the league who do not want Arsenal to win the league, that's not a good result. 6 points clear. And you just have to say that when you look at how Man City played today, they were not converting their chances. Yes, they went 1-0 up in the first half, but they had other chances to make it 2 or 3. And Chelsea kept themselves in the game, and you have to commend them for that. But you have to look at the big picture now. With the way Arsenal are playing this season, with the way they have a structured squad, with the way they are fighting and grinding for results, this is going to be a major, major factor for them in the league. And I think, I do not like to say, because I'm a Liverpool fan and I do not want Arsenal to win the league, but I think this result might be very, very influential for Arsenal this season. Yes, they still have 18 games to go. A lot can happen in 18 games. They play Liverpool next. It could be any result there, because you cannot predict with Liverpool. I do not think Liverpool have been fantastic this season, and I think Arsenal may have the edge, or do have the edge, if I'm being really honest, over Liverpool. But you have to say that this is a good result for Arsenal, even if they didn't play, because now that they have 6 points, if they beat Liverpool, if Man City fail to win the next game, that could be a larger gap as well. I do think Man City will get back in form, and Arsenal really need to make sure that they keep winning, because the pressure is low-key now on them. That's not something that's crazy to say, because Man City now are 6 points behind. It's quite a gap, but you have to look at it in the total grand scheme of things, and have to say that as much as this is a big result, it's not over yet. It really is not over yet, because let's just say Arsenal do not win against against Liverpool, then and City win a game, then the gap closes again, and Man City will play Arsenal at home. So a win for them could make the gap even smaller. But I do not think, with the way Arsenal have been playing, I think when you sit down and think about how they've come second in 3 seasons in a row, and they've been really close, they've come so close, they've learned their lesson. They don't need a fourth time to learn a lesson. They've learned their lesson, and they know exactly what they have to do to win. This team has been built over the past 3, 4, 5 years, and the experience is there, the mindset is there, the lessons that they've learned over time, they're there for them. And I do not think that Arsenal will let this slip away. But this is football. Football can be really funny, and you never really can tell what's going to happen. When you look at the overall results, you have to say that Chelsea kept themselves in the game, and you have to commend them for that. Getting a goal so late in the game was a dagger for everybody who is not supporting Arsenal for this league. But yeah, you also have to talk about Chelsea in this game, because when you sit down and think about it, Chelsea were not really expected to win this game. But you know how it can be. New manager bounce in quotes, because it's the caretaker manager right now, in Calum McFarlane. Please forgive me for that pronunciation. But yes, the point is, this is a coach who does not even have as many licenses as he should have, and he's not expected to be getting a draw at the Etihad Stadium against Pep Guardiola, who is having a really good season in terms of form over the past few months. So that is a big result for Chelsea. You have to give it to them, and you also look at the manager and you think to yourself that, okay, that could give him some confidence, and maybe over time he could become a really good manager down the line. Do I think that's going to happen? Maybe not. But for Chelsea, that's a good result. And now that they have really Maresca, who's coming in very soon, maybe that could spur them on to get better results and all of that. But from a psychological standpoint, for the manager, for Chelsea, it shows that there's still hope. This is a talented team. Yes, there are a lot of young players. Yes, they're not getting the best results, but there's talent. I think they still do need a bit more in terms of like growing, but you have to say that this is a good result for them. This is a hopeful result for them as well. And let's just see what happens with Chelsea in the next game. I think they play Fulham next, which could also be a really tough game because you know what Fulham did to Liverpool just now. But overall, if you're an Arsenal fan, do you really think that the title is done? Do you think the race is over? If you're a City fan, do you think the race is over, or do you still have hope that you're going to catch Arsenal? And you just have to say that this season, Man City, they have played well sometimes, but they just lack that character right now to go ahead and win games on the spin. There was something about Man City years ago when they used to win the league where you just knew that there was no mistake coming. I don't think they fully recovered from last season. Last season was terrible for them in terms of their standards. It was really not a good season for them, but it just looks like, yes, they're winning more games. Yes, they're starting to get a bit more wins on the bounce, but you can still expect that they're going to drop points somewhere. And in a season like this where Arsenal have the depth, Arsenal have the confidence, Arsenal have the motivation, when you're dropping points to Sunderland and then Chelsea in 2 games straight, all of a sudden you've gone from a 2-point gap to a 4-point gap, and now you need 2 wins and Arsenal to lose two games in a row. And is that going to happen this season? I don't think so. I'm not sure about that. So overall, I do think that this is a massive dent in their title race. I don't know. I really do hope that they push on. I would like to see a title race because the rest of the league is really, really poor, if I'm being real, except maybe Aston Villa, who seem like a team that could go and get some more results. Yes, they've lost 1 game in their last 12, and that loss was to Arsenal, who are the best team right now. And like I said again, there's something different about Arsenal this season. They have the motivation. Like I said, look at their team now. The things that they were missing are changing. Arsenal were drawing games to Bournemouth last season. Now they're winning those games. Having draws and losses to teams that they should really be beating. And now that's starting to change because now you know that they've only lost to maybe Liverpool, Aston Villa, who are third on the table right now, but 6 points behind them and level on points with Man City as well. So that's an understandable loss. And Liverpool, at the time when they lost to them, they were not playing. Liverpool were playing really well and getting results. So ultimately, you have to say that this has actually been fair for them. I think they've had 3 draws, and one of them came against Sunderland away, who, like I said, Sunderland have not lost a single game at home this season, and one against Manchester City, who are the title challengers with them. So you have to say that overall, this is actually a decent season for Arsenal, and now they have the depth. They have players up front like Gyökeres, Havertz, Gabriel Jesus. On the left, they have Trossard, they have Martinelli, they have on the right Saka, they've got Madueke, all in front, and they have defenders and replacements for their defenders. So I think the mindset is there for Arsenal, and I think this might just be their season. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Please let me know what you think in general. Let me know if there's anything I can do to improve the content, and just let me know. Yeah, and I'll see you guys in the next one.